Okay, live from Jamaica, it's Bob Marley, and we're going to give you a lecture on karmic bankruptcy. We don't know what it means. Nevertheless, I'm going to try to explain. Okay, this is Marge Simpson from The Simpsons, Mrs. Simpson. And Marge says, "Hi, kids. I don't want to talk about things like that." It sounds like our little Yoshi. Okay. This is a song, and it goes, "I am your friend, you are my friend. Let's get together and have a big bankruptcy." What does bankruptcy mean? In financial terms, it means you can't pay off your debts. And the law system has set up something called bankruptcy, where it's declared that you're never going to be able to pay off your debts. So we're going to have to, well, what happens? Basically, you are declared a bankrupt, and then you get to start over again. So in the game of Monopoly, that's how it ends, bankruptcy. That's how you end the game of Monopoly, the Parker Brothers board game. Bankruptcy. You lost the game. You went bankrupt. You lost. So then you go play another game or something. But in our world, the Monopoly doesn't stop. You go bankrupt, the Monopoly keeps going. All the people that own all the houses and all the motels and all the land, the addresses on the street, those people keep going. Even if you go to bankruptcy, they keep going. They keep owning all that stuff. Their business keeps going. So, what is karma? Karma is an idea. Is it real? It doesn't matter. Let's pretend it's real. Karma is your belief that there is some kind of universal justice. Okay, so if we're going to try and figure out what karmic bankruptcy is, we're going to have to really understand, okay, what is karma? Like, is there a bank of karma? If there's a bank of karma, then somewhere there is my credit balance. And at the bank of karma, I might be able to even take out a loan. And I might never be able to pay back that loan of karma. So I might then say, okay, I have to declare bankruptcy because I can't possibly pay that back. And then the bank of karma says, no, there's never going to be a bank of karma that has like debt forgiveness. Because on planet Earth, you don't get debt forgiveness. You owe money on a car and you can't make the payment, they take the car. Other than the state of Florida, if you can't make you go bankrupt, they're going to take your house and your land. Some weird thing in Florida, some weird law is if you go bankrupt and you own a property in Florida, that Florida property can't be taken. So you could buy like a $10 million mansion in Florida, and if you go bankrupt, you get to keep your mansion. But in general, is there like a universal karmic board that keeps track of people's karma? The answer is no. The real answer is it's got to be there anyway, even if no one's there doing it, because we have the strong belief that goes around and around and around. What goes around comes around. You put out bad karma, and that bad karma is going to come back and hit you. If not this lifetime, or not this exact moment, maybe 10 lifetimes from now. I mean, it's totally wide open. How are you ever going to prove if karma is real or not? But if it's, anyway, we don't want to talk too much more about this because we're still trying to figure out what is a karmic bankruptcy. I had a complaint that I'm being long-winded. Okay, so karmic bankruptcy means that you are unable to pay back the karma. And I don't know how that could possibly be true, given that you're an I don't know. Are you a unextinguishable soul that goes on from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, forever in infinity? That's what makes sense to me. So, how are you going? You're going to have to get extra credits for doing certain things, doing jobs that other people won't do. You might be able to get someone who's really heavy in their debt, and they're going to say, karmic bankruptcy, I can't possibly fix my karma. And then the universe comes along and says, I've got a mission impossible for you. If you do the mission impossible, you're going to get karmic bankruptcy. We're going to wipe the slates clean. Everything's clean. All of your debts are gone. Or some other dealie. Like the government does with crooks. In order to get like the big fish, they got to get a bunch of little fish to go and rat out the big fish kind of thing. Because the little fish committed a felony, selling crack in a stairwell or something, in an apartment building where they live. Okay, what else? Project Orange wants to ask, what happens to karmic bankrupts? The answer is, we are going to figure it out. Usually, you got bankruptcy. It takes you quite a number of years before you can rehabilitate your credit. So you're not going to be able to get a mortgage for, I don't know, let's say 10 years. And after 10 years, then you can apply for a mortgage again. Is it like having a criminal record being about? Yes. It's like the credit bureaus. Everyone knows that the real arbiters of whether you get that car or not is not the bank, it's the credit bureau who decides. Okay, and search for what else? How do you, what kind of things would, I don't know. But karmic bankrupt just simply means you're out of karma. Is it like money? Yes. Karma is like money. And when you're out of money, then you have to get somebody to back you up. And who's got money, put up money for you. And we don't want to tell you that if you have too much good karma, that perhaps you want to spend it on something. Maybe if you've got lots and lots of good karma, you want to pay off somebody who's got really bad karma, pay off some of their karmic debt. What would that look like in our world? Well, to get rid of good karma, maybe you've got to do something bad karma. In other words, if there's an Adolf Hitler and you've got a lot of good karma, it's no big whoop if you commit a murder, because you got so much good karma. So what you do is you assassinate Adolf Hitler before the start of World War II and prevent all the horrors of World War II. Now, you would say, well, there was bad karma for creating a murder, but you served. It doesn't work that way. That's what a logical person would say. But because it doesn't work that way, you're wrong. You also have to understand that we have no genuine need for a system of karma. What we have genuine need of is not keep wondering if someone's paid off all of their bad karma. We want to know, can we graduate? We want to graduate from the school of karma. How do you become a graduate of the school of karma? You just got to keep watching right now. Karmic bankruptcy. This is what we've been talking about, and the answer keeps coming up. I don't understand, which particular actions create more karma than others. which particular actions toward the good or towards the evil. Is eating a peanut butter sandwich at a school that's forbidden children from having peanut butter sandwiches, is that like really bad karma? Is that as bad as... So, if you're trying to teach a child this karma thing, how are they ever going to know all of these details? So, and if you're in Jamaica, I'm still wondering how many bottles of rum you produce in a year. Given, it's not that big of an island, and, there's only so much arable land, and then you have to have some of the land set aside for marijuana growing. Like, do they grow enough sugar cane in the island of Jamaica? On the island of Jamaica, I think like rum has got to be a very high value product, because we pay a fortune for it. I know we have a lot of taxes on it, but if you've got a very highly taxed item and it's it's only from Jamaica, authentic Jamaican rum, you should be able to go and put a nice tidy profit in. And they're not going to notice the difference, because the government taxes are so huge that a little bit more profit for the distiller is really not going to be like a big issue. And people, look at, plain old rum that's mass produced by, I don't know, somebody who can buy sugar on the world market and just make a blended rum of, whatever it is. Or if you want something that's guaranteed it came from Jamaica. It was an old family recipe, and the rum was put into maybe wood barrels and aged for 15 years or something. And, if there's only so much of that 15-year-old Jamaican rum, it's a luxury item and it's a rare item. So you should be able to make good money on that, Jamaica. And Jamaican weed still has a very good brand. If you think of marijuana and somebody says, yeah, this is a Jamaican strain, you're going to go, that's going to be quality product. Why? It's just because we've had years and years and years and years and years of hearing about it. It's a brand. So, if I was a Jamaican in charge of what we're going to grow in the country, you're going to grow sugar cane and marijuana as your commercial crops. And then you're going to grow, I don't know what else, because everything else, like you're thinking like spices, like Jamaican nutmeg. Are you going to care if it's Jamaican nutmeg or it's grown in Manila, Philippines? It comes in a can, but so mine labeled as McCormick's, and it's just a company that buys it off. It's a commodity. It's not specific. What's the whole point of the lecture? The point of the lecture is that if you're a Jamaican and you're not finding that your standard of living is high enough in your country, then your country should be looking to see, what do we have that's unique about us that other people are willing to pay a premium price for? And it's reputation. Jamaican rum it's got a good reputation as making a very tasty rum and coke. And for that matter, the islands of the Caribbean are known for making this high quality rum. If they were going to make rum in Canada, they would call it Newfoundland Screech. And it's made in Jamaica or one of those Caribbean islands, but it's bottled in Newfoundland, and they call it Screech. But does Newfie Screech always taste? I don't know. I don't buy it. What if they made a rum in Moscow, Russia? I'm not buying that. Obviously, there's nothing, there's no sugar cane growing around Moscow. It's imported and bottled and then sold on the world. No, I want the stuff that comes from the Caribbean. What kind of cigar do you want? Cuban. Everyone says Cuban, number one, because it's had a long term reputation. Cuban. It's rare, and it's known, and it's going to be like Fidel Castro smoked it his whole life. I mean, it's got this certain cachet. It's got a certain. So, the whole idea is that in countries where you don't seem to be having a lot of money coming in, then you've got a lot of things going on that are not producing, maximizing value for what you've got. What do I mean? It's just that if you go to the Caribbean, you still see the people living in, like, I don't know, I haven't been there for 25 years since I've been to one of these Caribbean places. Do you think it's changed in 25 years? I'm sure it hasn't changed. The regular people live in cheap housing. How are you going to improve the standard of living of the Jamaican people? Because even, if you end up somehow getting more money for your rum, I don't know. It just seems like all the money is going to go to whoever owns the rum factory. And the Jamaican workers aren't going to be doing any better. What do we have in any country that's going to raise the standard of living of the average kind of person? The answer is, it seems like we're stymied. Because we just are.